Hello, welcome. Thanks for dropping by on short notice. I wanted to do something later, and I was thinking about doing something on the other channel. So, just doing something now. I wanted to talk about the subject that you saw on the thumbnail. It looks like it's starting to look like a circle back moment and a throwback to I want this to be a group project, okay? And Girl Code and I have been talking about these things lately. We have to catch up. I haven't talked to Girl Code like on the phone in a minute. But the last conversations we've had, like she has been really getting back to that research of the earlier, like the 2020 information and beyond 2020. So I got re-engaged with her talking about things. It's because of the way she does her research. She's on this other level. That's why we love her. Let's see here in the chat. I am already having some issues with StreamYard. It's StreamYard, I tell you. Okay, I know you don't want to hear me complain about StreamYard all this live stream. Molly, hello, Molly and Kathy. Oh, the guru. Hey, the guru is here. Let's give the guru some love. Hey, was it something I said? If I don't see people in a while, I figure, was it something I said? Karen's here. Hey, Karen, welcome, Karen. Nice that you can hang out. Oh, my goodness, it's nice. So, yeah, it would be great. I don't know what Girl Code is up to, but it would be really amazing if she has a moment. I'm telling you. If not, we'll definitely be doing more of these circle backs because things are happening that make you think about certain things again. So this is the time when Twitter again. So it's, Twitter is more of a media power than I initially understood. So yeah, I am very interested in what's going on in Twitter. The guru, that charging thing really happens fast. So thank you. The lightning charge. The guru, he's like the gadget person. He helps me understand all the gadgetry sometimes. Congrats, Morocco. Elon Musk just said, does anybody know what's going on in Morocco? Because it just broke something about Morocco. But I wanted to go to what I was triggered to this particular subject. It was based on the fact that John Podesta is back. He has returned the chat. Does anybody know about John Podesta entering the chat again? I'm looking at the information to share. He was trending this morning. Let's see if he's still, wow, myocarditis trending. Oh, Morocco, it was a World Cup. So Morocco won the World Cup. Congratulations, Morocco. I love Morocco. Pfizer is trending. And the one that was trending earlier, Deep State is trending. Do they curate this for someone like me? Deep State is trending. Okay, well, let me see. Give me a minute. I thought it would be easy to see a trending, but I'll just put it in as the hashtag Podesta. Podesta's niece. Okay. Hey, Joseph, welcome. Hey, Corinne. Hey, how's it going? Corinne says it's happening. I love it. It's happening. We've been saying it's happening, but it is happening. I mean, it's just not happening the way we thought it's happening, but it's happening. Whatever it is, lots of it's are happening. Yes, Joseph, the lizard John Podesta is back. He really does look like a lizard. Yeah, he does. I can't say that I disagree there. Okay, so it was maybe I'm late for the Twitter drop number 3. I lost my footing with the Twitter drops. So I hadn't been as attentive for them. But what has to have been the Twitter drop, is anybody keeping up with the Twitter files? I started out keeping in tune, but I'll try to do my best. In the space to talk about the Twitter files, I most definitely find this to be very important right now, what's happening on Twitter. And Podesta has a niece who, let me get her name. Her name is, so this isn't new. Somebody mentioned 2 days ago that John Podesta, the niece of John Podesta, has resigned. She quit Twitter Trust and Safety Council. So they had a Trust and Safety Council. And we know that James Baker, another one that, well, he was fired, but the niece of John Podesta had to know that, maybe I need to pack up and get the plant and just like put my little badge on the desk and just shimmy on out before Elon takes that fire torch pow that he has. Maybe I better beat him to it. So the fact that she was still there this long shows a lot of chutzpah, lots of chutzpah. Her name, I'm trying to get her name. But again, it's news to us, new news to us, but maybe not to you. Okay, so her name, I don't have her name. I see her face here. She looks like her. Suspect anything weird. They just say his niece. Let me see if the niece's name comes up to give you all of this. Are they trying to, somebody said, bye, Karen. Sorry, Karen. Karen, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, but I was just repeating what someone tweeted. Okay, look. Where is her name? Does anybody know her name? Can they help me? Because it's easy, but it's highlighted as niece. Just niece. Oh, Leslie Podesta. Okay? Leslie Podesta was Twitter's Trust and Safety Counselor. So that leads me to wonder, is she a lawyer? And is her Twitter open? Let's see. Leslie Podesta. The thing that they did, it's not like she is trending. Her name is not trending. Okay, so Leslie Podesta. Oh, she's blue check marked, of course. And she has a public profile. No one that I'm following is following her. She looks like she's, wait. It says Australia. Could this be the right person? Australia? Leslie Podesta. Tonight we're. I don't know, people. Further update on why we have left. Oh, yeah, this is the right Podesta. So she lives in Australia, maybe? That's what it says in her profile here on Twitter. It says Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Okay. Oh, yeah, well, oh, I don't know. What? Forget it. Okay, so she tweeted that further update on why we have left. We. Members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council quit. Oh, so it's more than one person. All right, let's see. It opens up Business Insider. 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council quit. Red lines have been crossed. So their whole thing that they are creating the narrative is that under Musk's ownership, Twitter has seen a drastic rise in hate speech. Watchdog groups have found. I wonder what watchdog groups those are. I can guess one. Okay, so contrary to by Elon Musk, the safety of Twitter's users are on the decline. The 3 departing members said in a release. So they're just, and this is what everybody is like, all the talking heads, media types. Right? It's dangerous for our democracy. Free speech is dangerous to their democracy because a democracy cannot survive where you have. I'm getting a clear picture that, democracy can extreme forms of censorship as well as creating propaganda. Hence, you can have press releases created and sent. We've learned a lot about the press release being used as, is it breaking up again? Breaking up. Yeah. It's on the StreamYard. I check my signal here. It's great. StreamYard it's a hit or miss with StreamYard. But I will be looking for another something. Yeah. So anyway, if I need to repeat that their democracy that they love so much, they say it a lot. Oh, democracy dies in darkness or whatever. They like to make it very dramatic about democracy. And we learned in school that we lived in a democracy. Somehow, we may have learned that we lived in a republic. We say it, republic and whatever. Yeah, right. We say it. But at the same time, they seem to play it was like a bait and switch to then start saying, oh no, you live in a democracy. It's a democracy. So it is a democracy for them. They have basically manifested a democracy in which they usurped our republic, our original public. And I would say also a monarchy, because now that we are becoming aware of God's supreme law, he is the king. So we have been saying, your kingdom come, your will be done. So are identifying as I've said, an heiress. So as an heiress, I need to learn about the will of the king. If we are in the king's will, we need to know your will. What are you requiring of us? Because a will is very specific, especially if a king of everything. So we see that their democracy is in decline. Their democracy is on such a thin thread. The only thing they can hope for now is just to bombard their media apparatus with fear and all the darkness that they are promoting. Anything that is anti the supreme law of God, the Antichrist agenda. You guys waiting for an Antichrist? I don't know so much if I'm going to see a dude that, does all this stuff that, the Tim LaHaye books told us that it's going to be just like that. And I've read the, scriptures. At the same time, I'm getting an understanding that this is all based on law. It's based on law, contracting, the way we lost everything and going after other gods and trading our birthright. I mean, we talk about this stuff. We talk about it like it's airy fairy, because we have gotten caught up in the imagery of it all. When I'm starting to understand, that's why I want to have law school. I want us to hold hands and just go to law school, manifest a law school, okay? Because everything that I'm beginning to see deals in law. You're either going to contract for one law or you're going to repatriate. If you are an organic, now hear me when I say this. If you are an organic man, woman, if you are organic, and we know what organic is, then either are a part of the kingdom, and it is a patriarchy, ladies. It's a patriarchy. It's a kingdom. And I know that they have perverted everything, that even in their system, we kept hearing about a kingdom over in England. That's a mark. But it was headed by a woman. I don't really know of a king really having that queen had for her whatever tenure. And it was a long tenure. And we don't have a long way to understand and look at this through the lens of law. We don't have back all these years, We just, like I said, I like that we took the path that we took, where we started. Wait a minute, the 1800s, what's up? Kind of sus. You're kind of sus, 1800s. And we had help by this has been a true group effort. Joseph turned me on to the Tartarian people, and that just led me. It was all divinely appointed. That even if you take misdirections, they're not truly misdirections if you are in the will of God. If you are one of his children, we went astray. We fell. And we don't have to get into all this airy-fairy thinking about this Garden of Eden that we have seen in art. We truly, in terms of what we can conceptualize in this reality and in this matrix and in the truth of God's word, his law that never changes. Truth doesn't change. However, we have been under the most intense form of mind control that it's very uncomfortable to come to terms with how mind controlled we are. But I don't know why we have a hard time with just admitting, repenting, and saying, I fell for this, I fell for that. I don't know why it's so hard for us to do it. I know people bring up ego and all of that, but where we are now, I think it's a humbling. It feels like a great humbling that's happening with a lot of people, because we have to admit that we have been duped, and it's been on both sides. We're being played by both sides. The political theater is just what it is. It's political theater to think that we have a true conservative party of Republicans that uphold the laws of God. That's a joke. Really? The Republican, or you trust the Republican Party? I'm just asking. Then you have the Democrats that they use them to be the absolute portal to hell. It comes right through the Democratic Party. But they're both doing the bidding of Satan. Okay, I said it. They're both doing Satan's bidding. Because if they weren't, we wouldn't have this continuity of wickedness that happens from, it doesn't matter, 8-year cycles, you get a change in president. When have we ever had a president not become an incumbent? Was that Nixon, maybe? But it was just, this sort of break in our pattern when Trump lost 2020, as the narrative is. But now we see how, okay, so, everybody voted for the guy right now, Biden, right? Okay, we will go along with that. Okay, so why has everything gone to hell so quickly? I mean, the bottom is falling out of this thing so quickly. And it's hard to, I don't know how people do their reality. It's like I said yesterday, I understand the whole thing about the spirit of delusion and how that lines up to what the word says, that God will send a spirit of delusion on the people at this time. And you can just see it everywhere. It's just evidence in so many places. It's daunting at times. But what I want to do is I want to talk about the issue of Leslie Podesta being the trust and the disclosure that also part of this trust department. But we learn now that and Twitter being, again, I did not realize how powerful this particular platform has for this variable has the ear and the heart and the soul of many people. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the Twitter files, Matt Taibbi is working with Rachel, I think Rachel, Barry Weiss. I think it's Barry Weiss. Just fact check me, everyone, if I'm not, audio is off. Phyllis is saying audio is off. Can somebody let me know if the audio is good right now? Phyllis is saying it's off. What are you saying? Tell me. Anyone? It's good? Molly says 5 times. I don't know, Phyllis. Oh, you said... Phyllis said something else, but I thought you said audio. It's choppy, Anne says. Yeah. Hey, I am Dwayne this time. It's choppy. Yeah. It's the StreamYard, but thanks for being patient with this StreamYard stuff, because the reason I want to use it because I can show things, but it's better. Okay, so Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss, who was of the New York Times, Barry Weiss. I did a little thing on her. I did a little thing on Barry. And it's just the whole thing about how these journalists are being treated. Okay, back again. Okay, so I'll repeat. Haven't seen you in a while, Leisha. How's it going? And I'm sorry if I've missed some of your comments, some of the people checking in from the UK. I know there was someone else yesterday that was checking in from the UK. Love you over there. I heard from our UK friends in a while. Leisha, it's nice to see you. Thank you. We have, of course, Joseph. He keeps checking in from across the pond. We get Joseph checking in and keeping the connection. But we love when we hear from you all across the pond. So Matt Taibbi and Barry, they're being treated horribly by their peer group of other journalists. And they are, they were in the inner circles of the liberal media. They were respected and invited to the functions. And, now that they are doing journalism that doesn't cater to one side, but I just, I did say both sides are the same. But when I mean the people, we have our side, the people, we the people, and it's like those sides are against us. So if anybody tries to, you know, be a journalist, I don't know what else to say. Like, be a journalist. Well, we always heard that a journalist was, and we got a taste of it because it seemed like people were doing investigative journalists, stories, newspapers. Everybody had like a reporter, probably. And you love those kind of stories because it felt like, wow, somebody's on our side. Somebody is not the elite. So I remember that happening, and propaganda is not new. But this level of propaganda is more sophisticated. So Matt Taibbi is going through it. But he has yesterday evening, he tweeted thread 1. He numbers them that way. The Twitter files, the removal of Donald Trump, part 1, October 2020, and then it says through January 6th. Number 2, the world knows much of the story of what happened between riots at the Capitol on January 6th and the removal of President Donald Trump from Twitter on January 8th. We'll show you what hasn't been revealed. The erosion of standards within the company in months before G6. Decisions by high-ranking executives to violate their own policies and more, against the backdrop of ongoing documented interaction with federal agencies. This first installment covers the period before the election through January 6th. Tomorrow, Schellenberg will detail January 7th. Barry Weiss will reveal the key date of January 8th. 5. But on the decision to remove Trump that day, the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th through January 8th have clear historical import. Even Twitter's employees understood in the moment it was a landmark moment in the annals of speech. Now, I know we're going to talk about other things, but this was important. This is important. And now I see why we're being distracted so much right now. This 5 parts that I just read, you can go over to Matt Taibbi when you get a chance if you're on Twitter and read the rest of the drops, which I will do today. I'll read the rest of them, but this is big. This is a person who under a lot of attack right now for what he's doing. And we have to acknowledge that this is a big deal for someone like him to come out of the protect whatever gang mob of his Democratic counterparts, for him to want to, take this on, it's very courageous. So free speech, this is really at the helm of everything that we're talking about, because what I want to talk circling back is starting to look a lot like a circle back throwback. And very key to fundamental a foundational right to have the freedom to express and to use your voice. Voice is important. Every time I talk, I don't want to keep giving StreamYard so much attention, but something's weird. I keep saying it. I just have to finally flee. Okay, so this aspect of even the saving the children, because we work right now within these platforms and we work within this technology. Some of us understand it more than others. Now, over at Twitter, they have gotten rid of a lot of employees, as we've heard. They have cut Elon and his team. They have cut out so much extra whatever. It's like it was the government, like another form of the government. What you can say. So this has disrupted their government, their democracy. Because for their democracy to work again, they have to position. They have to create rules and mandates and laws that and criminalize your speech. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Patrice. Back from the little spin out session that I was just in. It's been a blurry conversation, Kathy's saying. It's ridiculous. And it didn't matter when I used their paid platform over at StreamYard, it did the same thing. So it's not like you get some better quality if you pay. So Dana says they're really hitting me hard today. Thank you for hanging in. I know that it's annoying for you as well. I worry about your experience with the live stream. Like I said, I want to keep creating space for us to have exchange as often as we need this more often. So especially with the way that information is really flooding right now. So I'll repeat what I said before the beginner. The democracy that this mob rules within, they require, it is a necessity for them to have control of the mind. And that's where you get the government. And in order to do that, this apparatus apparatus of media has been powerful to do it, because it can't be forced on people. You can't give consent under force. They create it's crafty counsel. They've created crafty counsel in order for us to give consent, but we haven't been fully informed. This is not a government that, because it's not done in truth and goodwill, and because we were not given full information, then the way that we gave consent is it's not legally binding. So all of their contracts with us, they don't stand, because you have to give informed consent. You have to get the consent of the people, the true consent. And that's not being done. So they're violating so many laws. I mean, it may seem like they're getting away with things, but it's just stacking up. The day is coming. The day of reckoning is here. And a lot of people think that, business as usual. It's funny that it's called business as usual, because this has been business. This has been business. And showing itself more and more. So you have Leslie Podesta, and put this on the screen, because I want to ask you all, how did certain things age? Okay, so I'll try not to keep this up too long, because some of you might say, get it off. Okay, it's all for the purpose of just, I want to show these people. So Podesta has, like I said, entered the chat. So we're having a circle back moment of evaluating and reevaluating John Podesta. So John Podesta, without getting into a whole long spiel on him, because we have to all of this information that we've received, and now go back and see, okay, what was the insider? He worked with various Democratic administrations, I believe Clinton and both, who else? Obama. So he works with media, and he helps to get what we did learn about the Podestas is that they are involved in a very weird religion, very strange religion. So we have the issue of laptops and emails. I'm back. Thanks for waiting around. Okay. Yeah. I won't say a lot of the words that you all are putting in the chat, because even the words I'm using, something is setting off. I don't know. I'll say that this stuff is not so. that we're just, being paranoid about censorship. Some people actually think that it's all made up. All right. So again, we have laptops and shenanigans, same stuff, rinse and repeat. Well, these emails were dropped, and this began the whole rabbit hole for many people. Going down the rabbit hole and finding out what's being done to children. Again, back to the issue that this has been about children. It's been about women also, women and children being trafficked. So children being the one that really makes people come together. Molly, thank you so much for the super chat. No MSM. I love it. Just Professor Jen over. Hey, it makes you wonder. Just odd. I think if I were talking about makeup and stuff like that, I don't think things would happen that way. That's just me. It's my guess. So back to this issue of the Podestas. So John Podesta being the person that crafts the campaigns, and he's a big advisor to these people. And he's really in with the media. This is all propaganda, weaponized information, an information war. And so you have mediators was a part of this group, this mob. And Jessica is a creepy man. And what I ask in terms of Chester Bennington, why did I just forget the band? Because he went with the Stone Temple Pilots, and also he did a little bit with them, but his main group was Linkin Park. So Linkin Park, I love their music a lot. And it's been used in the Trump rallies, which is interesting. In some of those earlier videos that we would see, it was used a lot. If you remember in 2020, the song "It Doesn't Even Matter." So there were rumors. I'll call them rumors that Chester Bennington could possibly be the son of John Podesta because of the similarity in look. Now, I never went to really is it possible? Like some of the things that I did read back in whenever this all started coming out, I read some they were very, very provocative pieces of information, content, and very convincing, extremely convincing stuff. Now, the similarity in their look is striking, very striking. So I don't know for sure. Chester Bennington committed suicide. And really good friend Chris Cornell's group. Anybody remember who was Chris Cornell with? Anne says, I don't need more to tell me. So some of you Okay, I'll wait for it to come in. Okay, so these two friends, Soundgarden, thank you, Mish. Okay, there you are, Soundgarden. So they're very close. Their family's very close. I kind of glanced over some articles in Grunge that dealt with the two men. Now, reading through the articles, I saw nothing about a documentary. And that's what I want to bring up. If anybody has any information that will show me with receipts that Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington was working on a documentary called Invisible Children, because I couldn't find anything that definitively connected them to a documentary. There is a documentary called Invisible Children, but they are not connected if you look at the people officially on this documentary. And watch documentary. And the trailer for the documentary in children, very powerful. This man who, I'll show it another time. I don't want to show it now. Hold on. Okay. All right. So Sean, you say that's why they are dead. It got squashed. Yeah, we were, when we were researching, that was what we were reading about this. But what I'm saying is, when I look at, and you all like tell me, because I need to have somebody help me with this. I could not find, when I looked at the documentary that they said was the documentary called Invisible Children, when you look at the credits and the people that helped with the documentary, I did not see Chester nor the other guy, Chris. I didn't see their names. So all I want to know is, what have you found? If you have anybody that knows anything that would show me, because I'm looking back in retrospect to see what things aged well. And that was one that I was not able to, doing the research in this way, I couldn't confirm that these two men worked on the documentary. So I'm just saying, out of the things that we were kind of sharing and things like that, because yeah, I can find some articles that are on alternative sites, but what I'm saying is, I looked at the actual documentary and looked at who worked on this. So anyway, if you have anything, Dana says they have probably scrubbed things. And that's what I also understand, that doing research now on the even DuckDuckGo, it's not like it used to be. So I know they've memory holed a lot of things and scrubbed, but I'm still watching something that, if this Invisible Children is like it's an actual documentary. So I'm thinking that we should be able to see how, what are the receipts because it just doesn't show up. So that's shifting for other things when really it's not a these things, because I have to say that this Balenciaga has been a gift in terms of it's just the reveal and the exposure has been a gift of truth. It hasn't been a gift, of course, in that way, but it's been a gift of truth because it's been revealed to more people, more and more people. So that, that in itself has been a real interesting timing of these connections. So with Podesta's niece, again, Leslie Podesta, being exposed through these Twitter files as being a part of the trust team of Twitter and regulating and moderating speech and censoring and shadow banning, all kinds of things, deplatforming people, a sitting president. So these things in their form of government, which is mob ruled. So they are a mob. And they are very silent on the issue of children's abuse. They are silent, very strangely silent, when these issues are surfacing that are showing that hit when they were able to use their powerful media apparatus and make all you second guess yourself when this is all about children. And we know that when we researched issues surrounding this, we found, Anthony Weiner's laptop was another big reveal. And not to go down the specifics of Anthony Weiner, but he was exchanging pictures with a child. And they had a very unsecure server. And Hillary, being an old lady, not understanding, I guess she can, cop to the fact that she didn't understand this technology that well. And just the way this whole thing was handled. And you can go down into the rabbit hole. They still have, FBI. I was on the FBI site, and they talk about her emails, and I could go through some of this stuff, but it's just a review right now because I wanted to see how this stuff really aged. Now, this whole issue of the pizza place, that was effectively neutralized, and they made it look so ridiculous. And I'm just not sure what, I'd have to review a lot of that again, but I was actually on the social media profiles of a lot of those people that were involved with that particular issue back in the 60s. Their Twitter and Instagram profiles were not private. So you could go on and screenshot all of these things, and I don't want to repeat them. Very disturbing pictures. I saw myself, and I read the comments of their friends. And these people, very sick. And it involved children. Now, Andrew Breitbart, another person who died mysteriously. Now, Andrew Breitbart made a tweet. Let me pick it up, what his tweet said. Andrew Breitbart tweeted about, let me see if it's on here. Now, I don't know how you feel about Breitbart. What's your opinion on Breitbart? I had this tweet. Oh, I think it's on here. Hold it. So you can go on to the Senate.gov and you can actually look up the Clinton email scandal. This is on the Senate.gov. And it's from 2018. I think it's about 25 in this particular investigation. It's a PDF public. And Breitbart thing. Let's see. Give me a minute, please. Okay. You hear me now? See me and hear me now again? It's spun out again. Okay, so I was reading Jigaloo. Let's welcome Jigaloo. And so you say, I thought he was allegedly one of the good guys trying to expose the cabal. Okay, so Andrew Breitbart. You say my feed is definitely being throttled. It feels that way. It really does. It's so obvious, at this point. So I'm going to stop the screen. I want to show you the site. Welcome again, Jigaloo. Thank you. You're new to our chatmosphere. We love to have new people. Welcome. All right, so let me pull up this Breitbart article from when he had an issue with John Podesta. And I want to ask if you remember a particular video, because I was not able to find it. That's why I'm saying I want to look at how this stuff has aged. Do we have to, in order to find some of this stuff that has been memory hold? And maybe, okay, I see what you're saying, Kathy. Move to Rumble. The cold hard truth. You're asking what documentary was out? I will have to look at the Alec Baldwin thing again, because if you do a search, I'm not going to do it right now, But I'm just saying it should point to whatever the woman, if she was working on a documentary about trafficking, as we are told this narrative about a lot of people. So if they're working on the documentaries, is it easy to find receipts that show that they were working on a particular documentary? That's all. I'm wondering, because this has been a continual narrative. So right here from Breitbart, it says that remembering Andrew Breitbart's F you, John Podesta tweet. So he had beef with Podesta, and it's based on, he was saying that Podesta is a bad guy, basically, and I won't play it, but, he understood that the biggest threats to America who are the StreamYard people? Who are the StreamYard people is all I want to know. Who is behind StreamYard? Because now it's looking very suspicious. I keep getting they are taking my microphone, which I don't have an external microphone right now. My microphone is here in the laptop, and they have turned it off twice and sent me a message. Your microphone is disconnected. Well, the button is pushed when you mute. They've muted my microphone twice. Who are the StreamYard people? I'm thinking that maybe some of these family members are behind this company, because this is some weird stuff. Very weird. So, okay, let me just try to finish this up the best I can. So, Podesta, let me look up his tweet in question. All right, and I'm going to read it as it was tweeted. Not John Podesta, Andrew Breitbart's tweet. I'm going to read it how it was delivered. His John Podesta tweet. So this was a big deal. All right. His tweet, I think it's dated before his March. A tweet by Mr. Breitbart shortly before his March 1st, 2012 death. It says how Prague guru John Podesta isn't household name as world-class underage sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs escapes me. So that was a tweet that all the fact checker type of things are saying, oh, he wasn't saying it because of that. He was saying it because of this. But I don't know how you could code it any differently to say as a world-class underage sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs. So I think that him being unalived, as they like to say, at the timing that this tweet happens shortly before that is strange. So we don't have to make up many things, but I know that misinformation and misdirection has happened in the truth community. So we could just look at Andrew Breitbart had beef with John Podesta, and he's not here, and he had a mysterious heart attack kind of thing. He was in good health, just weird stuff. And John Podesta and his communication that a lot of us read about the coding and the weird emails, that it's hard to, I don't know how anybody could clean it up. But now, in terms of the information, the chain of information, the chain of custody, when we think about how did this stuff age? So for people who might want to look into things like this or circle back to it, receipts are important, that we're able to really, find source information. It won't be as easy as it was before. We had a flood of this information. But again, if you go to some of the government sites, like I told you about this one site that it is a senate.gov document from 2018 talking about the Clinton email scandal. So that is available to us. It is public. And there are other sites in terms of, you can go on Freedom of Information, and even if you wanted to submit a Freedom of Information request, a FOIA request, you have the right to do it. As you can do it if you want to know anything. And I don't know what they would send you back, but it's worth if you want to know anything in particular. So the WikiLeaks were a big thing. And it seems that when things started to leak about, Haiti, it's hard to deny that Laura Silsby, who was some kind of church, she went to Haiti after the earthquake. A lot of us know about Laura Silsby, and she was locked up over in Haiti for grabbing children. Of course, she has a cover story. They were helping. Somehow the Haitian children wound up in the Dominican Republic. And, the people of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, they were able to intervene before the children were taken off the island. But that doesn't mean that that was the only time. So these stories about Laura Silsby are right in the mainstream publications. You can look up Laura Silsby and you can see that the Clintons and their involvement, getting her out of trouble. And, this is how things have happened. I will have to go back and look up some of the independent journalists, because there was a woman. I mean, a lot of things are narratives that I have to look back at, but I do recall at least two people. One of them was a politician, I believe, or an activist fighting against trafficking. And she and her husband were, unalived in their home. And then there was a young woman. She was like just a independent journalist, and she was traveling around following these people in Haiti because she was, suspicious of what they were doing. She had come across evidence that children were being trafficked. So she was doing like the independent thing, and she mysteriously was unalived. So there are people that have connections where you could say they weren't maybe working on a documentary, but they were working on exposing these things. I don't know why the documentary thing is always like attached to people that die mysteriously. Because the documentary has been used with Anne Heche. What else? The lady Halna Hutchings, Aventi. What is the other guy that they always put? Chris Cornell, Avicii, a young guy, Bennington and Cornell, and Bourdain. So Reuters has an article saying that they fact checked it, and they're saying that they were not working on a child sex trafficking documentary. And so, again, it just makes us, if we have to go back and tie some loose ends on our research, we just have to do a little bit more digging to find resources that can corroborate that all of these people want to work on documentaries. I don't know. You tell me. But aside from big time people, we have regular people that maybe don't have the name recognition, that they have been courageous out here trying to expose these things, and they have met with mysterious ends. So that just doesn't have to be a fantastic kind of, expose. So I don't know for sure if this connection with Chester and Podesta. But what I do know about Podesta is that he had some very disturbing communications coded that have been revealed to us. And his connection to the Clintons and to all of these nefarious things can be found even still. So again, the silence on the part of the important people when it comes to this Balenciaga situation. The Balenciaga exposure is, I didn't know, but I believe this is the thread that is just unraveling all of it. It had to happen this way, because this Balenciaga thing is not going to go away. It is not, they're not going to do well. They're not going to be able to pivot and distract, and because the company is losing. They cannot clean up. I don't care what type of PR people you call on. You can't put the horses back in the barn right now, because social media has just created such a vast reach. You've got TikTok now. You know how it says in the scripture, what the enemy means for bad, God can use it for good. So we don't even have to debate that TikTok was brought in as a weaponized way for the CCP to do nefarious things, right? But at the same time, TikTok has exploded with people telling truthful narratives. So what they meant for bad, it's been turned on them. And like Salty says they are stepping on their own rakes right now. And their silence, especially with the way that Elon Musk is cleaning up Twitter, where you don't have all of the child P. The child P has been cleaned up in such an amazing way. This is not being covered, however. What Elon is doing to clean up what they were sharing on Twitter with children. That's the bigger story. But what's happening before our very eyes is really destroying this powerful arm of media, because they've lost the viewership over at CNN and MSNBC and all the, as they call them, the dinosaur media. Nobody tunes in to watch this crap. And these are supposed to be people that we thought had a lot of influence. You have people like Salty Cracker. He gets better numbers just sitting at his home, just having fun. He gets better numbers than these people. Probably combined, he gets better numbers. And he is very courageous, I have to say. And I like to get a lot of this content through the filter of the guys, to me, that are comedian journalists. I bring them up all the time. You know the ones that I like. Some of you are probably sick of hearing about me talk about them, but I have to give them the credit because they inspire me a lot. And I see what they're doing. It's a really important work, because the people that are at odds, they are the enemy of we the people. One thing that they can't handle, just much like a bully, they cannot handle criticism, and they cannot handle mockery. Mockery is like throwing water on a witch. So the way that Salty Cracker mocks them, it is so powerful. And the way that Paul Romano mocks them, and even, I love Kev Gills, they mock these wicked people, and they mock the schemes that they have engaged against us. They mock them because now they can't have the cover of PR. That has exploded. Kim Kardashian has been able to weather any kind of bad press. In fact, they court the bad press because bad press, actually, these sick people have found a way to take bad press and turn it into like good, something good. Because it looks like people are attacking them. They create the scenarios. You have to know that when Kim Kardashian puts on blackface, she knows she's going to make a lot of black women angry. The black men don't mind. It's the black women. And Kim Kardashian knows she's doing it. She'll do it with braids in her hair. And it has been like a gold mine. She monetizes the outrage against her. This is the kind of sick culture we're in. They court outrage, and they use the outrage to make money, to get clicks and views and follows and whatever. It brings eyes and attention. And attention is a commodity. So just know that when they plant these PR press releases, it's all just, I see now how we've been manipulated. But Kim Kardashian and her ilk, the Balenciaga gang, they're not having a good week. They did not have a good week or good 2 weeks. When did the Balenciaga stuff break? They're not having a good time of it. And I've seen things where some guy went into, it looks like it was on Rodeo Drive. So he has, have you all seen this video? This guy goes into the Balenciaga boutique and he has a S&M outfit on. It's so funny. And he comes in and he's like, hey, I want to apply for a position because I know what's going on. I watch the Kardashians and I know you're having a bad time. You're probably losing a lot of employees, but here's my resume. And the guy he's like, oh no, you got to get out of here. I mean, he's got a whole S&M kind of thing on. Have you all seen that one? And they're trying to get him out of the store and he quickly gets his whole spiel, his trolling, like it's so brilliant. And somebody's like filming him. He's got a little sidekick over there, cameraman, and he's like, yeah, no, can you take my resume? And the guy's like, you got to leave, you got to go, security. And then he's like, but can I at least leave my resume with you? And the guy's like, no. And he's like, what is it? Is it because I don't have a cover letter? And he gets out of the store, and when he goes out the doors, it's like a group of people. It's like a woman, she's got a bullhorn, and it was so hilarious that he was able to capture that on film, because that is a meme. And the memes have been so powerful. They really are powerful memes. So this group, they're already operating in deception and lies. So when they are mocked, it's like it's kryptonite to them and to their house of cards. So it takes like it takes the curtain and you get to see the wizard. And you know what the wizard to me looks like probably? I think if I were to think of when Toto takes the curtain and the new wizard, like what he might look like today, I think he would look like a little, like just some little guy who would always be whining. Yeah. Maybe he would look like that guy from the ADL. Maybe. Somebody like that. Just a whining, just weak beta man who eats soy, fake bacon, who eats meat that, what is it, Bill Gates makes. That's how I figure, like he's just I can't do it. Like he's the boy in the bubble. And it says in the scripture, when you realize who has had the world in the grips of control, if you want to think of a man, I think that even whoever we say this devil, just who he is going to shock us. Yeah, he looks like Fauci, perfect. That curtain comes across, it's Fauci. Thank you, Sean. Sean, that's perfect. Fauci behind the curtain. And we're going to be like, what? That's the devil? All along, Fauci was the devil? He's the Antichrist? I mean, you men of the world, how did you let Fauci do all this? How did you let this happen, guys? Come on now. Okay, no, I'm not trying to start a gender war. Stop it. Don't come for me, guys. Listen, I'm not a feminist. Don't come for me. You know I give everybody smoke. But guess what? I don't know what else I wanted to talk about, but I do want to say that this is a circle back. So I'm gonna like just try to tie it up in a nice bow. Twitter is lit. Do you hear me? Twitter is lit again. Elon Musk is going scorched earth. I don't know if he's a Martian, an alien, a clone. I don't know, everybody. I don't know all the answers. I don't know what to think about Elon Musk. I know he's an African American. He might be my favorite African American right now. So that's all I know. Everybody, that's all I know. You take it away with the theories about what he is. I don't think he's going to Mars, okay? Hate to tell you, Elon, I know about Mars, and I don't think it's what you're telling us. I know that a lot of people that hate Trump and stuff, they like Elon's cars. I got friends that like their dream car was a Tesla. This is like the most perfect, like you talk about irony. Okay, listen to me when I say this. I was in Atlanta a few days ago. I don't like Atlanta. You know I don't like Atlanta. But when I have to go to Atlanta, I observe. Okay, so I was in observation mode. I'm like, always rolling my eyes. And there were Teslas all over the freaking place. Teslas everywhere. And Atlanta is one of those cities everybody's trying to be. It's like the LA of the South. They think they're like, it's a Hollywood, Black Hollywood, whatever. And so you got Teslas everywhere. These are the very people who are triggered by Trump. But they probably, like, they turned on Elon. Elon was their guy. But it just shows you how people, they're told what to do. They wake up and it's like, who do I hate today, CNN? Joy Reid, who do I hate today? Who do I hate? Tell me. Give me my walking orders. So they don't think for themselves. All they need is for Joy Reid to freak out and say, oh, it's a racist, it's this. And okay, yep, that's what it is. So now they're looking stupid again because they've turned on Elon Musk because he's really bringing free speech. But free speech is a threat to their democracy. So I get it now. I see why they wouldn't like someone like Elon Musk now. That he's opened up the platform because in their democracy that they run like a gang, a mob, a criminal cartel, you have to silence anybody who's snitching on them, who's exposing, who's taking the light and saying, hey, what are you guys doing in here in the Ukraine? Wait a minute, you have how many trillions of dollars missing? How did you lose is it 4 trillion they just lost? I was just looking at, I like Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, again, if you want to listen to a liberal, I would say Jimmy, and you guys probably say Jimmy is more independent now, would you say? But he was a Democrat. He was very, persecuted because he was jab injured, and you're not supposed to tell the truth if you're injured by their experimental medicines. You have to literally be bullied into silence if your child has myocarditis and is in the hospital. You're not supposed to even on your social media, you're not supposed to tell the truth about that. You're supposed to say something like, I think it might have been congenital. I think it was like something that was just missed. Rod Stewart, right? Rod Stewart's son, 11 years old, had a heart attack. Now it's being described as, oh, it was anxiety. He fell out on the soccer field because he was anxious. Now he's in the hospital being treated for anxiety. Yeah. So the gaslighting is, again, from an abusive, is so dark. And a lot of us, we should really thank God that we are not caught up with these people. We're not in contract with them. We don't have to sit here and lie for them. Because that's pretty bad when they will cover up what they know is going on so that they can go along to get along. They don't want to lose their membership in the group. Well, a lot of them are going to take that membership and loyalty, they're going to take it to the absolute ends, wherever that ends for them. They're going to take it all the way there. They're never going to wake up and just admit that maybe I was wrong about this. Maybe I was on the wrong side of history. But the sad part is that the day of reckoning is here. It's already here. They think it does seem like it's normal. Everything, you go outside and things seem a little bit normal. It's not. It's not. We're in the day where if repentance is not done, everybody has to make that individual approach to the king, to the king. Do you hear me? Everybody's got to make their own personal approach to that throne. And we have an advocate named Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. We have an advocate. So it's your call. Nobody has to. We don't force it. We just share it. Look, it's right here. You can take what you want. We love each other either way. I don't care if you want to believe in whatever. I still love you. But I'm going to tell you what I believe to be true. That's right, a kinsman redeemer. And the spirit of truth is here, and the comforter. Because we need a comforter right now. For the things that we are witnessing, what is happening? We haven't even begun to see the day of reckoning. You know, it says in the word that some people's hearts will fail them for what we are going to witness. And everything seems nice and whatever it seems. God is so merciful. But it's time to get in the ark. It's time to get in the ark. If you don't know what the ark is, you don't know where it is, you better find somebody that knows. Because you don't have as much time. Time is just such an illusion. We think we have so much of it. These decisions have to be made. They have to be made. There's no on the fence, middle ground stuff. These people have shown us that they are the sworn enemy of we the people. They are the enemy, and they are after children in such a way. And I want to say something I forgot to mention, excuse me a minute, is that Salty Cracker, like I said, I didn't realize his coverage of like Celine Dion. He was explaining, like, he's like, I'm not laughing at these people, but I didn't know it was even as crazy as it was with Celine. Is that she was pushing the experimental stuff on people. She was one of these people pushing. You couldn't even come to her concert unless you got experimental stuff in your body. I mean, she could sing, but oh, sis, you can't sing that good that you're going to have me take something experimental to come see your skinny ass up in Las Vegas singing. You ain't Aretha Franklin, okay? And I wouldn't even do it for Aretha, okay? There's no one that I would take an experimental medication to come see you sing and dance like a stiff corpse. Even Whitney Houston, I wouldn't have done that for. Nobody. I can't think of anybody. So the day of reckoning is here. It's here. And I'm not saying I'm celebrating, but at the same time, if anybody brings harm to children, if I can make a connection that somebody is abusive of children, and is working an agenda to destroy the innocence of children, I don't feel bad for anyone. When the reckoning comes, I'm not going to sit around and like anybody, and I mean this, if I see somebody and I make a clear connection that they have harmed children, and I look at it like, I don't care if it's clothing, whatever, then you know what? They have made their decision. They are now in a place where they don't have protection. They're on their own. There's no arc of protection for somebody like that. It says in the word that you might as well put a millstone. They might as well put a millstone around their neck. That's how serious it is. So this Celine story is weird. You know, again, like I said, they manipulate us to have the whatever, the feelings, whatever they're doing. They roll her out into the public, into the media. And, you know, it's like, okay, she's now, you know, talking about all of this stuff with her health. And, you know, it's weird. It's just strange. But her clothing line that she was involved in, I'm sorry, no. Okay? No. So anyway, we're going to be hearing lots of stuff. But I want to share something. We're just hanging out right now. I have something fun for you, okay? This was thanks to Sean. Okay, Sean, I'm sharing it, okay? Because we need a little, we need a balance. And memes are I think they're very important and helpful. So let me put in, oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you, Karen. I was about to type it. So we're going to have a law school. Yep, we're doing law school together. We're going to go into, okay, I look at it this way. Sean, I know you were joking. You were like, look, she has all these channels. I did have to get a lot of channels because of the censorships and the things they're doing to throttle and deplatform people. So yeah, I've had to do a few channels. So we have this place here. I'm working on getting access to the main channel, like I explained. In the meantime, we could have classes. Our law school classes will be over in this other studio. We can look at it as classrooms. We're just going to a different classroom, okay? So we'll have classes over at the other channel right here. That's going to be where we do law school. Yes, we're doing law school. Come and join us. Go over and subscribe because that's where I will be able to have more, you know, I can do more with that channel. I have access to it. So yeah, just keep in touch with that because it's going to be common law, the law of the land, and just the laws, just to learn, like, do some kind of analysis of things according to the law, and just look at it through the lens of the law and learn it and begin to love it and begin to speak it. Because that's the thing, when you spend your time somewhere, you begin to just speak it and it gets into your spirit. Imagine us doing that with God's supreme law, what it would do for our mindset. There's a blessing to it. Evolutionists, oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Let's give evolutionists some love. Yes, it's been a long time. Suffering with chronic fatigue and vertigo. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry to hear that. Chronic fatigue, yeah. You know, there's a lot of good stuff. I'm sure you tried everything. I know everybody wants to always give their 2 cents, but there is a lot of good stuff being revealed in terms of, you know, illnesses. And, you know I'm preaching to the choir, but the foundation of a lot of illness is inflammation. Inflammation causes so many problems. And if you do some research, I'm not saying you, but just all of us, if we look into how to combat inflammation in our bodies, it really does make a difference. And I highly recommend people to research intermittent fasting, because fasting is amazing to reset your body. It does a lot of great things. So, in the spirit of wellness, and I know that these subjects are dark, I chose not to go into the details and the minutia of John Podesta, but to wrap up what I'm sharing in this circle back that's starting to be revealed, more is going to connect, is that John Podesta is back in our eyesight. His niece, Leslie Podesta, was over there at Twitter participating in democracy. Okay. And their democracy it's a danger to their I'm a danger to their democracy. You're a danger to their democracy. Okay. So their democracy is very fragile. don't hurt my democracy. Ooh. I need to go into a cry closet. Stop with your hate speech. Yeah, and Salty Cracker, like I said, was explaining the Celine Dion thing. And people could say, oh, you're so mean. I lost a lot of Facebook friends over my Celine Dion thing and probably other stuff. If I'm not losing friends on Facebook, that means I'm not doing my job, being disruptive. So I've lost a lot of people. Oh, it was with maybe the Celine Dion. People are probably like, why would you be so mean? Again, I don't care. I don't care about them labeling us hate speech and all this. Anybody who wants to force and live under a tyranny and a dictatorship, that's not somebody that I'm going to shed tears over. I mean, I don't wish things on people, but look at how things happen when you want to dig a hole for somebody. Yeah, it should be exposed. And that children's clothing line, again, with Celine Dion being connected to it. Now, I don't have to go into any conspiracy theories and say, oh, well, she's doing this. And all I have to do is look at that clothing company and look at the mission of that company. And that is a person, to me, not a good person. Not a good person. And I don't care any kind of manipulation of our emotions. It's not going to happen. It's not going to stop the exposure of what these people have been doing with children. They're not going to be able to do that to us and try to, she's this and she. No. You mess with children, and there's a range of what you call messing with children. I would say new clothing, that's messing with children. God only knows what else is going on behind the scenes. But we don't even have to go behind the scenes. It's enough right here in front of the scenes. And these people know that they're in trouble. They know they're in trouble. So that's why they're trying to spin this like, please don't call them pedos. Call them minor attracted person, MAPS. They can't help it. Look at what the Atlantic printed. It's on my Instagram. If anybody's just waking up to some stuff, just go to people's Instagrams and just go looking down like a long way down. My original one was taken off that had a lot of information, but I still have enough on it on the newer one. I try to share things, and people can look into it for themselves. They could find a lot of stuff. So I can see, as well as you can see, that they're trying to garner sympathy for people who are attracted to children. They want us to feel sorry. They want us to have sympathy for their plight. It's not going to happen. They have pushed enough of their delusion on us. People who are attracted, and some of them like to say, well, they're attracted, but they haven't gone over the line and actually acted out on it. No, no, no. Anybody who voices an attraction for children as an adult, you can't make that good. That right there is something sick. It's nefarious, wicked. It's from Satan, and we are not going to normalize it. We're not going to feel sorry for anybody in this day of reckoning. We're not going to. That's impossible that they're going to be able to take their democracy, information media apparatus and change what we know to be true. Is that anybody who messes with children deserves what God says. Zero tolerance. Thank you, DeWolf. Zero. It's just nothing. You can't talk to me. Nope. It's nothing. It's no discussion. If any, like when I read that thing in the Atlantic, and it was from a pedo talking about, it was a whole, like they were just giving this person so much sympathy in this Atlantic article. And then, to find out that the Atlantic, the woman behind the Atlantic is the widow of Apple, Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs' widow heads up the Atlantic. And guess what, people? Guess what? We have more. She's the best friend of Ghislaine. So Steve Jobs' widow is besties or something with Ghislaine. So again, you don't have to add any yeast to this bread. It's enough right here. We don't have to add any extras. For these connections, you can't make these connections make sense. So everything that I see coming out of the Atlantic, you have to look at it with a side eye now. I mean, even our very phone, the technology itself, the woman who now heads up all, I don't know, does she head it? Or I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even connect her to the phone. I think he was an orphan. He was adopted, Steve Jobs. Interesting person. Not to get off on a tangent there, but the connections, and now we see why the Balenciaga gate has caused people to, they're quiet as church mice. They're more upset at Trump's taxes. I have never seen such an obsession over. Trump hasn't been the president for like 2 years. But if you happen to catch the news, the CNN type of news, all they talk about is Trump. That shows they're a bunch of punks. They're a bunch of wussies. They let one man who has been deplatformed, has not even tweeted yet. They let this one man live in their heads, absolutely rent-free. And he literally moves the needle of the news every day. Unless they have a psyop going on, it's Trump. Trump, 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 Trump. His taxes. Meanwhile, Elon Musk on Twitter is showing us why we need these big distractions. Because now Pizzagate is starting to look like, okay, all right, so something was really going on there. Maybe not what some of this stuff was about, but it's horrible enough. If you take a look into it, You don't have to add, like I said, you don't have to add anything to it. And again, the silence around the Balenciaga. Don't let the Balenciaga thing, don't let it get quiet. If you're not aware of it, just trust me when I say that is the thread in terms of the regular people. That's the thread that just unravels what they're about. So, Girl Code, you're here. Did I see you, Girl Code? Thank you, Sissy. I love that Flat Earth Law School. That is so funny. Yes, sis. I mean, I just feel really fired up right now because I sense that the time has really gotten something changed. It might be when Kanye broke the Overton window. Kyrie and Kanye broke the Overton window, and then it just like I was triggered to reevaluate my relationship with a lot of the things that I was indoctrinated growing up into, my faith, my membership in the, Church of America, and what they told me about different things. And it's something, like I said, has really, really changed this whole thing. But, Leslie Podesta stepped down from Twitter. This guy, James Baker, was fired. He's an FBI informant working in Twitter. And it's been a lot of other things that are being revealed. So it's slow leaking because, well, Baker, it was revealed that he had caused things to slow down with the, release of information. So it needs to come out in a dripped way. We don't need it to come out in a big way, I believe. It needs to, slow roll out. So I will keep you all, abreast of this. We can keep this discussion open. But like I said, yeah, TDS, that's right. They got it so bad. It's like so crazy. They give him more marketing and PR, but they just are obsessed. It's a sickness. It really is a sickness at this point. I can't imagine that people sit up under that and they're it's like, I would just ask myself, it would be like you date a guy and all he's doing is talking about your ex-boyfriend every day. He's talking about your ex-boyfriend. Are you going to be attracted to him? It's going to be like such a turnoff. Like, why are you talking about my ex-husband? Why are you so obsessed with him? Would you stay in a relationship like that? Would you look at that man as a man or somebody very testosterone deficient? Extremely deficient in testosterone. By the way, testosterone is looked at as such a toxic thing. I saw who was it? One of these goofy Hollywood directors, he was saying testosterone is like a problem. We've got to get rid of it. Like something stupid. This is the kind of punkish stuff that we're dealing with. Punks. They're a bunch of punks. Hey, Shawnee. Thanks for showing up. The news is to keep up the sheeple with the type of stuff in their hearts, to be distracted from the real stuff. That's right. The shit. If they could only just grasp how big and historical what's happening with this freedom of speech stuff. And I know, again, like we could talk about, oh, well, Elon Musk wants to put chips in your head. He ain't putting no chip in my head. I'm not worried about Elon. I'll be like, if you don't get up out of here, Elon, I might call him the N-word. That probably would come out of my mouth. N-word, please. You better get out of here. You're not putting nothing in my head. Ain't nobody worried about Elon. We treat him like we treat anybody else crazy in our family. What? Ninja, what? You if you don't get up out of here, Elon, that's how we talk to people that are crazy. Like, you're gonna do what? A chip where? Let me tell you something, Ninja. You will end up with a chip. You, I will split your skull and put every chip in it. Okay, you better stay from in front of me with that mess, Elon. If I worried about Elon, who's scared of Elon? Anybody here? But I tell you one thing, this obsession with Trump, somebody could start a business to collect rent from Trump. Somebody should start an agency, a rental agency, and just go around collecting rent from Trump because he lives in so many heads. Imagine all the rent he owes right now. So, again, in the spirit of fun, a filter of merriment in a dark world, I want to thank Sean. That's right, girl code. Can you imagine Elon Trump trying to tell girl code he's going to put a chip in her head? I would love to be in that room. Me and girl code. I'll be like, wait a minute, girl code. I got the spoon in my bag. What, Elon? We'll be like, what? What? You're going to do what? Where? Where are you going to put a chip? What? Girl code, right? Ain't nobody worried about Elon and no chips. I'm scared of Okay, so look, without further ado, these streams are becoming so long. Are you upset at that? Do you mind? I can't shut up when I hang out with you. Okay, look, I am going to play something that Sean turned me on to. Now, I only knew about one of these memes. I shared it on my Facebook. I think I lost a few friends, a few Facebook friends. This is, when I tell you, a treat. Go get your things, whatever you need. Get your little things. Let's just hang out for a few more minutes. This is now time. Don't drink anything. I'm warning you. Do not drink anything right now or eat, because I'm not there to do Heimlich on you, okay? So just do something that you're not going to be consuming anything, okay? So hold it. Sean, you know what's about to happen. I'm going to lose so many friends on Facebook after this. I just don't care. I don't care. This is worth it. This is okay. Like I said, fair use. Fair use. Where is it? Okay. Hold it, everybody. Hold it. Drum roll. Hey, paint dance slip. Hold it. I gotta get it lined up. I thought I had it. Okay, let me shut. You know I have a million tabs open. I'm not even kidding. I was going to read some of these articles. Laura Silsby. I don't care about her. Yup. I don't know. I thought I wanted to talk about her. I don't want to talk about her. What I said was what I said. I don't need to circle back too deep. But wait, just give me a minute. I'm shutting down some tabs. Y'all, I even opened up the damn Freedom of Information Act. We don't want to crap. I got something better. Okay. I saved, let me see, a tab. Just bear with me. It's right now. All right. You can take some sips now, because I am going to warn you when I'm going to say put your drinks down, put everything down. Hurry up and chew your popcorn if you still eat popcorn. You might be so worn out from popcorn. Okay. I had the tab open. I promise I did. I really did. I just don't know. But this is probably one of the best things to come across the interwebs. One of the best. And I don't know why. It says in slow motion too. Maybe it's just the location. I'm glitching away. Wow. They really have. This is so ridiculous. Might be my location, you're saying. Like when I know you don't want to keep hearing about it. I'm just going to fix it, get something going. Someone says problems with Zoom. Reception. Joseph is having. Is it down here? You're saying the guru? It has something to do with you're glitching the matrix. Yeah, it must be. Elon did it. It was Elon. Elon got me for talking about him and his chips. All right, hold it. All right, Elon, leave me alone. I'm just opening another tab. Let's see if that works. This is going to be a treat. I'm not even kidding. This is worth it. The little glitches right now. Dang. It really is not acting right. Amy said Elon didn't like it. Elon didn't like it. Wait, hold it, hold it, hold. Overpromised. The suspense. Kathy saying the suspense. And it's, you know what's weird about it? It's only the thing that I want to open up. The tabs that I want to open up, YouTube, they're the only ones that are acting up. All the other tabs are fine and stable. Gosh, man. I'm gonna try it, but you may not want to wait around. If you don't, I understand. I totally get it. Okay, it looks like it's trying. Okay. Hang on. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Okay. Amy said it was happening. Now I'm just sharing it. I just had to get it rolling. It feels like when we were little and you had to fix the rabbit ears on the TV. Beat it with a spoon. That's right, John. Remember you had to smack television sometimes and it would straighten up. Or the rabbit ears and you're like, put your leg up. It's like all kinds of weird things. Just slow moving today. Come on now. Come on. This is like medicinal right here.
A wino and a rhino.
You're probably aware of this meme that's been it's super creative. It really is. Okay, so what happened? It totally took it to
Bing bong bong bing bong bong bing bing. Just what I needed now. A wino and a rhino.
it doesn't want to work. When I tell you, I have it on like these are quick moving. If you are not aware of this site, let me tell you, this would be your daily dose of funny. This person, whoever has put this together, they deserve like awards, unbelievable awards.
How much did you weigh before you lost the 40 pounds?
I don't remember. See, I'm one of those unlucky people. The least little thing I eat and I just blow up. I think it's glands.
Well, you better stop messing with them glands.
It's just going to play a few of them. This is like so giggle snorty, I swear. The name of the channel is called CP3. You guys have to head over there and subscribe today, okay? If you have another device, get over there and subscribe because this is amazing. This is probably some of the best stuff that has come out in a while. This John is off the chain funny. I couldn't believe how well done they are. So if you just go through, just let them play. They're quick and you're not going to be ready for how funny and how well done the editing is. I don't know who is behind this right here. This is gold. This is comedy gold. It's so inappropriate. This kind of humor could never work today with these punk soy latte drinkers. They couldn't handle this. This is humor for some, you got to be grown and sexy, okay? For this kind of humor. This is not for the little soy lattes. Oh, wait, did it stop? It's just buffering. Come on now. And the song.
Well, Pop, you gonna help me with this garden now?
Son, I did my part. I got a scarecrow. This is guaranteed to scare away slugs and snails and birds.
Oh my gosh. Wait, let's see the next one. They're just so funny. Oh boy. This live stream has just already gone to shambles. Come on, come through, YouTubes. Can you believe StreamYard has the audacity to have an ad? You must be kidding, StreamYard. So over you, your foolishness.
I didn't know that you entered in that contest.
I didn't only enter into it, I'm going to win.
That's the first place you can enter like this because you're not eligible. See, one of the things you have to be is a part of a certain race.
What race?
Human. Do like I tell you, forget about that bow out. Keep yourself from being embarrassed.
Why should I be embarrassed? I got everything to take to win that contest. When I was born, my body was blessed by Mother Nature.
And as you got older, it was cursed by Father Time.
Oh my gosh, let's see what's next. See, this would be so nice if it just smoothly played. It'll do it on your device, okay? It'll just go from one to the next. And let me tell you, you gotta rewatch these. Come on, StreamYard, get out of here. You're trolling now, doing an ad. I don't recommend you, StreamYard. You're trash. They're probably like, yeah, okay, we got your trash. We'll keep throttling you. I just couldn't believe I used to pay for StreamYard and still had problems. I still have these problems.
Just remember that the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
And you remember when you look in the mirror tonight, the Lord gave you that faith and you stuck with it.
Thank you, DeWolf. You use OBS? I got to learn it then. OBS. I have heard of OBS. I guess I need, and you have perfect reception. You don't have these problems. All right, everybody. I need to check out OBS, but I guess it's not going to play like I was envisioning that we would have a good time laughing together. Oh my God, when I tell you, we have to try to watch this last one, promise, okay?
Listen, if I wasn't so sick, I would give you one of these across your ugly lips.
Who you calling ugly?
I'm calling you ugly. I can stick your face in some dough and make some gorilla cookies.
Okay, that's it, everybody. I'm gonna stop it here because it's not performing on, because that's probably my favorite episode when excuse me, when he was talking to her and saying that, I mean, this was the funniest thing. that he would put her face in some dough and make gorilla cookies. I know that is like so you could never do that kind of comedy today. It's just not possible. So this was a different era. Red Fox, Sanford and Son has been memed for Trump and Son. Okay. And I promise you, if you go while you have a chance sometime today and put it in and just let them roll, do the whole like the playlist. You will promise me that you'll let me know if it gave you some nice feel goods. Oh, it's still, now it wants to play. Okay.
We'll talk about that some other
Let me try to stop it.
I said we'll talk about
Stream. Again, you can head over to the next classroom when I do a law class. I'll be letting you know if you're subscribed to the other classroom, then we can hang out over there as well. Okay, I'll probably be doing more and more building that channel up so that we'll see. Please, Girl Code, let me know when you watch them. It's so funny. This person, whoever they are behind this account, their work is really good. Really good work. Okay. All right, so that's it. If I missed your comments, forgive me. I know I was kind of in the zone there a little bit talking so much. All right, so until next time, if maybe later I may do something later, I'll let you know. I wanted to do something on the Corinne Gaines. So maybe we could talk about her on the other channel, the other classroom. If it's not today, maybe tomorrow. Okay. All right. Take care. Love you all. And thanks for joining, all of you. Have a good rest of your day.